Hey, thanks for being here today. My name is Amanda.
Hi, I'm Kendra. Nice to finally meet you.
Are you enjoying the nice weather we're having so far?
Yeah, it's super nice, especially because I just got out of school and I'm starting summer.
Nice, nice. So, what brings you here today?
Yeah, so throughout the past few years in high school, I'm a multi-sport varsity athlete, and I work really hard and I put a lot of stress on my body, and I feel like I'm not doing enough upkeep to just obtain my health with how far I'm pushing myself. And I just want to overall, be the best I can be for my sports, get stronger. I want to be able to like start. I want to like a good athlete, and I think changing what I eat is really going to help that.
Yeah, that sounds great. So, what it sounds like is that you want to be at your prime for your next year in high school with academics and your sports.
Yes, exactly. We mentioned that before.
So, let's chat about what long-term nutrition goals you'd like to establish. Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, my main concern is having more meals. A lot of the time, I just have these like not very healthy snacks, like processed foods, just like granola bars and little like fruit leathers, but I would rather have like nutrients dense foods. And long term, I want to learn how to be able to have like a well rounded diet. And, as I enter my adulthood, knowing how to shop for my own foods and create like a grocery list and meal plan.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, those are great skills to develop in these next few years. Um, so I just will outline what we're going to do today. I'm here for information and support as we
Okay.
work together to find the solutions that are best for you. I'm here to assist in any behavior change and can guide you through healthier options and strategies. Let me know if you have any questions along the way.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so I would like to outline the counseling process for you. First, we will assess your nutrition status, compare them to standard guidelines, and then make a plan moving forward. How does that sound?
Sounds really great.
All right, so now that we've discussed the basics, we can now deep dive into your needs in greater detail.
Okay.
So let's work through a typical day for you in terms of your diet and lifestyle. We can discuss when and what you had for each meal and any exercise or activity. So please walk me through a typical day for you.
For sure. So, depending on what season I'm in, just a broad typical day, I'll wake up, um, I'll eat a quick breakfast, whether that be like it's usually like a piece of toast, oatmeal, something like that. Something super quick that I can grab. That's the biggest thing about my breakfast is I need it to be quick while I'm running out the door. So it's usually like something quick and easy. And then, go to school. I take all AP classes, so I'm definitely working my brain, like definitely need energy for that. As far as lunch, my mom helps me out a lot to pick up my slack just because I'll get home so late at night and it's really hard for me to make lunches. So it's usually just like a sandwich, like maybe like a turkey, lettuce, cheese sandwich, nothing too insane. I rarely have fruit, definitely don't have veggies, so we're definitely lacking in that department. I also don't love all the processed, again, like I mentioned, I have a lot of processed foods. Um, I rely on granola bars, especially after school when I'm transitioning into my sports time. I don't have a lot of time, and so I'll eat, just these sugary granola bars, and I'm just really not a fan of it. Nothing too nutrients dense at all. So then I'll complete my sports activities, whether that be volleyball or golf. I get home from anywhere to 8:30, 9:30, really late at night, and then I'll eat whatever my parents have made, which usually, quite frankly, doesn't have vegetables at all. I'm pretty good on meat, but definitely not well-rounded meals, and then I go straight to bed. And that's about it.
Okay, thanks for walking me through that. Um, so what? To summarize, sounds like you have a quick breakfast. Your lunch is usually packed by your mom. And for dinner, it's a late night, whatever your parents eat.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like overall there's a lot of processed foods. And it sounds like one of your concerns is you don't have a lot of time to prepare healthier
Exactly,
options.
exactly.
Okay. So let's um, go over some of these details. Based on your typical day, um, sounds like you're not getting a lot of fruits and vegetables, and quite frankly, not so much protein.
Right.
Comparing this to the standard based on your age, weight, height, and activity, the dietary reference intake for fiber is actually 35 grams
Oh, wow.
and 46 grams for protein. And your typical day shows that you only have a few servings of fruits and vegetables in your lunch, not so many in your dinner.
Definitely.
And since you are wanting to, be physically active, gain muscle, I would say a better reference for protein for you would be higher, closer to about 55
Yeah,
grams
that
of
makes
protein per
sense.
day, just so that you're getting those building blocks for the muscles
Right.
that are growing. And so let's look over the assessment form that you completed in our last session, our wellness vision. In your well-being inventory assessment, you had a low score for eating several fruits and vegetables a day, and you also stated that you would like to become stronger and eat more well-rounded, nutrient-dense meals. And so, are you still aligned with that goal?
Yes, definitely. I agree with that.
Okay. And so, do you have any questions about how your typical day compares to the standards? Do you have any concerns or questions about getting fiber or enough protein?
I'm not, I kind of understand how to get my protein, but I'm not very familiar with fiber. I don't really know how to incorporate that. So if you could touch base on that, that would be
Okay,
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that in a moment.
Perfect.
And so, to better understand your motivation levels, I have these two readiness rulers. And
Yeah,
so, we'll go through this. And so, to understand how ready you are to make a food behavior change, we'll use this ruler. If 0 means not ready and 10 means completely ready, where would you put yourself?
I'd say a 9.
Okay, so you're a 9 for readiness.
Yes,
Using the same ruler, if 0 means not important and 10 means very important, where would you place how important you think this new behavior change is?
definitely a 10.
All right, a 10, yeah. So that's making me think that you believe that this is very important and you would like to take the steps to bring about this change. And lastly, with the same ruler, if 0 means not confident at all and 10 means very confident, how confident do you feel that you could succeed if you were to incorporate this new behavior right now?
Right now, I would say a 7.
Okay, all right, a 7 for confidence. So overall, those are great scores. So I'd like to start with some resources. Just overall, because you did say, going back to earlier in our discussion, that you would like to have better skills in eating more well-rounded meals.
Mhm.
So here are some resources about healthy eating that may help guide you and can be used for reference after our session. So here I have the Harvard Healthy Eating Plate. It has a diagram with what your plate should typically look like for each meal. As you can see, there's vegetables, fruits, and healthy protein, which are things that we'll be focusing on today
Mm-hmm.
for your goals. There's also whole grains and drinking plenty of water and incorporating healthy oils. So you can keep this in your kitchen and
Great.
reference it. Do you have any questions on that?
Yeah, I'm just a little how are the portions? Like how do my protein, how does that need to compare to my grains or to my vegetables?
Yeah, and so as you can see, The vegetables shape is larger
Oh,
than the
okay.
fruits. And so this is kind of just a
A
rough
visual.
estimate. So you can see how maybe the healthy proteins are 25% of that circle, whole grains 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can reference that.
Oh, okay.
And another resource I have for you is from the USDA. It's a healthy eating for teens. So these are healthy tips for teens as you are 17, going into your senior year of high school. It has, some tips on physical activity, water, um, being active in the kitchen, which when we were discussing, it sounded like you have a lot of interest in that. And actually,
Yeah.
it does say that if you'd like some recipes, you can visit My Plate Kitchen for some
Oh,
ideas
that's
there.
awesome. Thank
Do you have
you.
any questions on that?
No, this is really cool. I appreciate these.
All right, so on to our next portion. Based on your answers of readiness, it seems like you are very motivated and ready for this change. So I have here's some more education resources about fruit, vegetables, and protein, as these are the foundational pieces of having a more well-rounded, nutritious diet. Incorporating healthier diet options and lifestyle choices is the best way to improve overall health and become more physically and mentally equipped, which is what you're needing, into your senior year of high school.
Right.
So I found these two articles from Harvard Health because I um, like to work with my clients to make sure that they fully understand why they should be um, bringing about change. So the why is a good motivator for most of my
Right.
clients. So I have highlighted some important aspects in each article for reference. So let's quickly glance at a few together.
Okay.
So for vegetables and fruit in this article, something that I think would be very helpful for you based on what you've spoken about, you're not sure how to incorporate more fiber, is that this explains that keeping fruit where you can see it is really helpful because when you
Oh,
see it, then you're more likely to eat it because it's in
right.
front of you.
Okay.
And also something that I thought might be like a fun activity since does your mom do most of the grocery shopping?
She does, yes.
Okay. So what you could do maybe is go grocery shopping with her one time and explore the produce aisle and maybe choose something new. Maybe
Hmm.
go with her and kind of see what she usually gets and then try to suggest something new. And from our last session, I know we discussed one of your aspects that you'd like to improve on also is not feeling bloated or having that.
Oh, for sure. That is a big deal.
Yeah, so this also describes how fruits and vegetables with that fiber is great for your gastrointestinal health. So here's that resource for
Oh,
you to
great. Thank
reference.
you.
So here's this other one on high protein foods. And so when you think of high protein foods, what's like the first two that come to mind?
Like, probably steak and chicken.
Okay, that's what most people think.
Yeah.
And so this is a great education opportunity because there's also other sources of high protein foods, like there's beans,
Oh.
peas and lentils, there's nuts and seeds,
Hmm.
there's also fish, of course,
Right.
and dairy products like milk and yogurt. So there's more ways than just chicken and beef to get protein into your diet. So here's this for reference. This kind of goes into the health implications of why it's important to have a high protein diet, especially when you are exercising and trying to gain muscle.
Oh, thank you.
So do you have any questions about those?
No, these are really awesome. I appreciate all this. I think it's very helpful for me to see just examples of what kind of foods when we're talking about this. So these are really great. I'll be looking into these.
Yeah, that's great. So, since you indicated you are confident about making a diet change, let's discuss a few goals that you can incorporate into your lifestyle. So, after our wellness vision session, I devised two SMART goals. And SMART goals they are specific, they're measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So, these are going to be habits that you can incorporate into your lifestyle that you already have because there's
Hmm.
um, the tiny habit model, which indicates that you are more likely to develop a behavior change if it is a small behavior change attached to something you do every day.
That's interesting. I didn't
So,
know that.
like, you know, an example is that if you want to try to incorporate flossing, you brush your teeth and then you'll just floss one tooth. But since you're already there, you might as well just floss them all. And
Oh,
so
I've never thought of it that way.
that's kind of
That's
the
interesting.
idea behind that.
Yeah.
All right. So to address your intake of fruit, vegetables, and protein, there are two goals I'd like to get you started with.
Okay.
The first is to eat one serving of fruit or vegetables with lunch and dinner for 3 weeks.
Okay.
This will add a consistent 2 servings of fruit and vegetables per day for 3 weeks, which is a whole nutritious food option in your daily meals.
Okay.
Now, we can revisit this after 3 weeks to see if you'd like to increase that more. We'll just see how it's going. But like I said, that tiny habit, we're going to start slow.
Okay.
So, do you have any questions about, um, how to incorporate those fruits and vegetables into that lunch or dinner?
I think I can handle the fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about vegetables?
Um, I mean, I have a few ideas. Sometimes I'll take carrots, but I don't really know what else
Okay.
I could bring.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a common one is carrots and
Yeah.
maybe cucumbers with
Oh, yeah.
ranch,
Oh, that'd be good.
maybe celery,
Yeah,
items like that.
I like that idea.
Yeah. So, the second goal is to eat one serving of protein with lunch or dinner for 3 weeks.
Okay.
So this is kind of the same idea because this ensures you are getting 2 solid servings of protein for lunch and dinner.
Okay.
And increasing protein is crucial for strength training and exercise.
Right.
And I know that you did say that your lunch doesn't have a lot of veggies and your dinner definitely doesn't. So it's
Right.
just good to incorporate that
Yeah.
into that lunch and dinner. We can reevaluate um, at a later time, but let's just start with this.
Perfect. Okay.
And both of these goals will require some meal planning, which is ideal because you mentioned in our previous session in your wellness vision that you are organized and you like to make plans. And these are great strengths to have in improving your health. And so, what I have here is a weekly menu planner and grocery list for you to use as a
Oh, that's
resource.
awesome.
So, this is 7 days. You can write out your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It even has the My Plate um, graphic here for reference. And on the
Yeah.
back, it has a grocery list of everything broken down. So we got produce, meat and protein, dairy, um, frozen foods, breads, others. So this
That's
is just
awesome.
a way because you did explain that you like to be organized in that way.
Yeah, this would be great, especially to communicate with my parents too. I
Yeah,
like that.
that's a great point. And so, what are some challenges that you think that you'll face?
Well, the main thing is definitely time because I'm so busy. It'll definitely be hard to, meal plan and make these foods. Also, I am still living under my parents' roof and money seems to be an issue just because, my mom does believe that the healthier foods are more expensive. So we've had some conflict with that before. And I would just like to, break down that stigma and finally be able to really explore a healthier diet with still being able to work with my parents and my schedule.
Yeah, yeah. So sounds like your parents are still the ones that are buying you food,
Yeah.
and that can be difficult. I hear you in that. Um, so I would suggest for your time constraint, I would suggest picking a day in the week where you don't have a lot going on,
Okay.
like you don't have practice or you don't have school or work,
Right.
and you can use that time to prepare some healthy food options. In terms of budgeting, this is something that a lot of people struggle with. There is that idea that healthy foods are more expensive, but I would focus on buying whole foods. Maybe try to ask your parents to buy whole foods like produce in bulk, maybe at Costco, so
Mm.
it's more cost efficient. And maybe going to the farmer's market for high quality produce at a better cost. Do you like going to the farmer's
Oh
market?
yeah, it's right next to my work too. I love going to the farmers market.
Perfect. So that seems like that would be a really good incorporation.
Yeah.
All right. So you came here today wanting to improve your diet with an excited attitude with lots of motivation, which is awesome. You seem very active, very determined and disciplined, and your organizational skills will help you achieve your goals. In order to help you become stronger and healthier, we established goals to increase fruit, vegetable, and protein intake. Do you have any questions after our session here?
Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm feeling really motivated to try all this. I appreciate all these resources you gave me. It's very thoughtful, and I appreciate you wanting to explain to me and just help me gain knowledge. This is all going to be really awesome, and I have great ideas going into this now. I'm feeling like I'm finally on the right track after so long. So, thank you.
That's great. I just want to let you know I'm here to support you on your health journey, and we can schedule a follow-up session, and you can always call or text me if you have any questions while you're trying to incorporate these things. I look forward to seeing you next time, and in the meantime, would you like to call or text me next week?
I'd love to. That would be amazing. Just a good check in. Thank you so much, Amanda.
All right, sounds good. See you next time.
Thank you.